So, hello everybody. By request, I will show you my factory in Century Hills. I will mainly focus on the factory part, not the decorations and the mods I'm using. I will show you how the principle work for making a fully automated factory by using the Contraptions DLC and the manufacturing extended mod. So to build this line I'm using here, you need to have the Contraptions DLC to follow up for and the manufacturing extended mod. I'm using 15-20 mods more than that, but it will be good enough to build that factory you always dreamt about, because I had a request on YouTube asking me if someone or me could show up how you build it. So first of all, the principle behind this factory is that I'm start off with a component sorter for each basic component in the game, and it's 31 of them in the game that we use to build things in the plants, and all the component sorters is connected to the same production line. It's important. So setting up production line in one line and not this line is on 3 levels or 2 levels. It's requiring that you have a lot of space in the settlement. This one is on 2 levels, so I have 16 component sorters over here, and on the level down here we have 15. Each of them sorting out one component each. And that's the basics. After they're sorting out the components, each component should drop into a hopper. And the hopper should also be connected to the same production line. So in the end of the line, it should... Oh, stop here. The end of the line should result in one exit. That exit is down here in the basement, so to say, leading up to the production area where you have all the plants. We'll come back to that later. So starting up on the top, let's get up there. Starting up at the top, I'm using 2 component extractors from the mod, from the manufacturing extended mod. And this extractor just pulls out the components needed sorted out in the component sorters into each hopper. I'm using 2 of these, and I have set the output to 1 component every second I think. Drop down on the main line. I did have a hopper connected to these 2 component supporters, but sometimes people experience that the hoppers lag and stop working. I was standing over here and stopped putting out components. So my component extractors is dropping components on this line here, going all the through the top level of this factory, and going into the first part of the sorting process. And you see this light boxes here, we'll come back to that later. and it will drop down each component into the respective hoppers. And these hoppers should be default closed. And the components not sorted out on this line drops down to this hopper that is always open, because this is not a component storage hopper. Oh, a lot of things coming here. Down to the level down here. And the sorting process continues down this line and through all the component sorters again. If something comes out here into this hopper, it will extract it and drop it on the main line over here. For example, a component that doesn't pass the component sorters or a special object could go through the whole the process. For example, if I do a baseball grenade, I can drop the baseball on the sorting line and it will pass all the component sorters and go down here and end up in the manufacturing process of the plants. So that's the basics that you need if you want to do the sort of all the components. You need 31 components in the game, and you need 31 storage hoppers. The second part is to pull electricity to all the individual hoppers, so you have one power line for each component. And this is a quite difficult task, depending how you design and build your factory. Because all these lines should go to your preferred control room. That's over here. Here I have 16 independent lines going to the first 16 hoppers. Over here I have the 15 lines going to the hoppers on the second level. Ending up in the control room, I have an output to each component. And I also know which one, starting number 1 over here, is fertilizer. For example, I have a document saying which one. By giving power to fertilizer and, for example, copper, I will open these hoppers to drop out fertilizer and copper on the manufacturing line. Because they already passed the component sorter, it will then drop down on the manufacturing line. I will turn this off because we will have a quick look on how it works later on. That's the first step you want to do, is to connect all your component sorters with your hoppers and give them power supply. And my power supply, I have 3 set of switch here. One for the main power, controlling the whole factory, everything, and one for the component extractor from the mod, manufacturing extended, sorry, and one for the belt power. By doing this, I can turn off the extract power and the belt will continue to sort. If I have some lag or it jams up somewhere, and clean up the area, or I can stop the belt power to continue to have the extractors going on. I don't know why I should do that, but anyway. So this is the input power and output power. So my main power comes from over here into the control room, where I have connected it to the roof over here. This is the main power line, and given it an output over here. So this is not connected, it's just a visual thing of it. And over here is the start of the interesting thing of this spider web of different manufacturing parts. And hooked up to the main power, I have my terminal from, this is from a Homemaker mod, but you can use standard vanilla terminal you want to control the plants. And as you saw, I have light boxes over each component sorter. This is more for me to see what component sorter I have on, which hopper actually is open. So the power passes through the light box before going to the hopper. So I can just check that the fertilizer hopper is open and the lead hopper is open. So I know that these hoppers giving the right components to the plants. And we are going to do grenades. But before that, we're going through the factory area, the plant area. I've decided to pick plants that gives me ammunition, armor, explosives, some vanilla funny stuff like a builder. And I'm also using the mold take out the loot from the mod, heavy weapon forge, and so on. And here's a tricky bit, because to have this connect to one line, we need dividers. A lot of them, actually. So this dividers actually goes to separate control panel function in the control room that force the components to go to the right plant. By using these new I don't remember the name of them, but anyway, it makes it much easier to control it. But you can do it just by standard, not just put up all the lines for it, the power lines for it, without using this rules for the power. And my explosion plant we have over here, explosives. We're going to do hand grenades. Now you see none of the hoppers is open, putting out ingredients to the plants. Going up here. First I'm going to go to computer terminal, go to the explosion mode control, and pick the fragmentation. No, sorry, that's wrong. The fragmentation grenade. There we go. And the second step is to pick the explosives. Components is going to go to the explosive plant. And a quick check. Look down here. You should see that we have, yeah, the divider is forcing components to go to this plant. And now it's time for us to open the hoppers with the ingredients needed to do the frag nade. And this is this one. It's on. So now let's see if it works, because this switch is connected to only the ingredients we need to produce the frag nade. Let's go out to the line, and you see the light box is visible for spring, correct? For aluminum, correct? For adhesive, correct? We have the oil here, yes, correct? And we have fertilizer. Cool. So let us go down one level. Light boxes is visible here, and we see that the hoppers have opened from the top level, putting out tons of ingredients needed. But we have one hopper here, it doesn't hold anything, because I produced something before that, using fertilizer. So it's waiting now to receive fertilizer, and we will pop it out right away. And let's see that here. and everything drops down into the main hopper. There's tons of ingredients in here, so it will take a while before all the ingredients have reached the plant. And as we see, it will only send out one component per second. So easy to calculate the 55 seconds here, 49 here, 14, 59, and so on, before it actually can use a hand grenade. If you don't have the components inside the plant already, stored from an earlier production. So now just wait and see if something happens. If you want to speed up the process, you can empty the hoppers, storing the components, just to get it to be more like a live manufacturing. And what I figured out, this is the only way to do fully automated factory in Fallout 4, and you can add all the plants if you want to into one single production line. Use the manufacturer extended modification makes it easier for you to suck out the components from the workshop to the manufacturing line, but also using this convenient workshop storage. This actually stores everything back to my workshop. This is for weapons, explosives, ammunition, and so on. And the only part of this line that lags up sometimes is from using the component extractor and dropping into a hopper. After that, drops to the sorting line. So remove that hopper. So except that, this is automated factory. Hope this gives you some idea of how to build your own factory. Please share links, comments, questions in the comments below.